The colossal elephant. The intimidating birds. The barrel-like hippo. The towering giraffe. The gigantic whale. Which is the biggest of them all? The lush tropical forests of Asia hold within them some of nature's mightiest creatures. Each of these silent footsteps carries with it the immense weight of the world's largest land mammal. Standing at over 3 meters high with a body 6 meters long and tusks that are longer than most humans stand, weighing in at over 5 tons, the power and majesty of the elephant is undeniable. In the Hindu religion, the elephant-headed Ganesh is worshipped as the deity of intellect and wisdom and the sacred remover of obstacles. It is commonly believed that a goddess created Ganesh in order to guard her privacy. Asian elephants are extremely social and live in matriarchal family groups. Most of their time is spent eating. Their average daily intake is 150 to 200 kilograms of leaves, roots, barks, and shrubs. The trunk of the elephant is an amazing multi-purpose tool. Formed by the fusion of its nose and upper lip, it contains a complex network of 150,000 muscles, giving it phenomenal flexibility. Preferring scrub forest and areas with shade, the range of most Asian elephants doesn't often exceed more than 50 square kilometers, although they will migrate with the seasons. With small eyes and poorer than average eyesight, elephants rely much more on their sense of smell and hearing. The tough, wrinkled skin on their backs and sides is between 2 to 3 centimeters thick and is highly sensitive. Elephants need to take regular mud baths to insulate themselves from burning and moisture loss. With trunks that can hold 10 liters of water, these baths can be a chore as well as a pleasure. But without taking them regularly, their skin can suffer serious damage. Constant flapping of their huge ears ventilates the fine network of capillaries that run just beneath their paper-thin skin, adding to the overall cooling effect of bath time. The long, slender tusks of a male elephant can reach 2 meters in length. It has been found that elephants tend to either be right or left-tusked, much in the same way humans are right or left-handed, with one tusk showing definite wear with age. After they reach sexual maturity, adult males enter a period called musth. At these times, their testosterone levels skyrocket and they are prone to extreme aggression. As these colossal bodies collide, huge feet that rest on pads of shock-absorbent tissue try to stand firm against the phenomenal pushing force of their opponent. Although serious fights are rare, sparring with tusks of these proportions can never be taken lightly, and these behemoths will battle it out. The sweeping plains of Africa are home to the only land animal bigger than the Asian elephant. African elephants can be a ton heavier and a meter taller than their Asiatic cousins. But to get to that size takes a very long time. Elephants don't reach full maturity until they are 20 to 25 years old. Living in close-knit maternal groups, elephants form extremely tight social bonds. Their very wrinkled skin gives them more surface area from which they can lose heat in the baking temperatures. And they also trap moisture, which then takes longer to evaporate. To keep these massive bodies cool, these enormous animals need around 80 liters of water a day, although some can consume double that amount. An adult male can drink more than 200 liters of water in less than 5 minutes. Using their supersensory trunk to smell, elephants pass scent particles to a specialized organ on the roof of their mouths, often raising their trunks in the air to get an advance warning of any danger. Flapping its immense ears as it travels, African elephants' ears are twice the size of Asian elephants and are also used as a threat warning. Elephants communicate with deep rumbles at frequencies too low for human ears to detect. These rumbles and foot stompings can create seismic waves that travel over 20 kilometers and can be used as a form of communication. With a reach of 7 meters, the 3.5-meter trunk of an African elephant stretches higher than all but one of the other grazers of the savanna. The two so-called fingers at the tip of the trunk have the same dexterity as an octopus leg and can grip the most delicate of leaves. When not eating, this colossal beast, with its 52-kilogram skull and 20-kilo heart, nuzzles its fellow behemoths affectionately. Are these modern-day mammoths really the biggest animal on Earth? With soaring grace and aerial prowess, birds dominate our skies. To remain the undisputed pioneers of the air, most bird species are feather-light and relatively small. But the avian world is not without its giants. The largest birds in the world have sacrificed the power of flight and live with their feet firmly planted on the ground. The ostrich, the emu, and the prehistoric-looking cassowary. All three of these flightless big birds have evolved powerful legs with massive clawed toes. Uniquely, the ostrich has only 2 toes, an adaptation for high-speed running. Sprinting at 70 kilometers an hour, the ostrich is the fastest living bird on land. It is also the largest, standing at almost 3 meters and weighing in at 150 kilos. In spectacular courtship dances, males use their flightless wings as giant decorative fans, waving them as they throw their heads from side to side, as neck and thigh blush red. Keeping lookout with the largest eyeball in the animal kingdom, there is only one creature that can outrun this giant bird. The massive ostrich can move over the landscape with strides up to 5 meters long. A continent away, in the arid landscapes and coastal dunes of Australia, runs the emu, the second tallest bird in the world. The shaggy appearance of the emu disguises a brilliant design. Their heat-absorbing feathers and insulating inner plumage prevent heat flowing into their skin, allowing them to thrive even in the midday temperatures of the outback. Keen-eyed and curious, Emus are known to follow and watch other animals. Although not as tall as the ostrich, the emu can reach nearly 2 meters and weigh over 50 kilograms. Their bodies fueled on a diet of plants, seeds, and insects. In the emu world, it's the males who look after the chicks, which for the first 3 months of their life are covered in camouflaging stripes. The chicks whistle gently as they forage. The whistling gets louder and more high-pitched if they lose sight of their ever-protective parent. They will stay with their father until they are fully grown. Among the ratites, the large flightless birds of the world, emus are not the only ones to provide all-male parental care. In the lush rainforests of tropical Australia lives the stocky, aggressive, and mighty cassowary. Shorter than the emu, but much heavier, the cassowary is the world's second weightiest bird. The 18-centimeter horn-like casque on top of its head adds to its bizarre and commanding appearance. Aggressive by nature and known to strike out with both immensely powerful legs, the cassowary has the power to disembowel. Their sharpened spike-like inner claw is 12 centimeters long. A diligent and protective parent, the male cassowary nurtures his chicks for between 9 and 18 months, teaching them the ways of the rainforest. This arrestingly magnificent bird is vital for the survival of the forests in which it lives. There are some rainforest fruits that only the cassowary is big enough to disperse, the seeds germinating more readily after passing through the bird. These mighty keepers of the forest walk as true giants amongst the birds. Lumbering across the land, the enormity of the barrel-like hippo is without question. Other grass eaters are frail by comparison. Its immense head leads its 5-meter body, and short, sturdy legs support its 3 tons. Due to their ill temper, half-meter tusks and enormous-size adult hippos are often considered the most dangerous animals in Africa. They frequently brush aside crocodiles if they're in their way. Hippos are semi-aquatic animals, spending 18 hours a day submerged in the shallow, muddy waters of Africa's rivers and lakes. Despite being extremely thick, their skin is sensitive and needs to be kept moist. They produce a mucus that turns a pinky brown when exposed to the air, which acts as both a sunscreen and a moisturizer, and may even protect them against infection. Vigorously wagging their tails to scatter dung and urine, both on land and in the water, it is likely that the scent sprayed by hippos while doing this helps them to recognize one another. Certain birds will also recognize their favorite hippo. Tiny oxpeckers spend most of their life on their giant partners' backs, gorging themselves on the pests and parasites that torment their hosts. The colossal mouth of the male hippo houses the most lethal of weapons. These thick tusks can grow to half a meter and are kept sharp as they grind with the upper canines. The gape of the hippo's jaw stretches to a phenomenal 150 degrees and gives it one of the most powerful bite forces in the entire animal kingdom. Yawning and showing off tusks is a powerful threat display. But if threats don't work, these aquatic titans will stab at each other, rearing up, slashing and biting. Fights can be a 6-ton battle for the control of a section of river and the females within it. Weighing 40 to 45 kilos, mothers give birth to single calves that are born in the shallow waters. The female will have left the herd to give birth, and she and her meter-long newborn spend a week or two alone. By the time they join the group, they are firmly bonded and have a close and affectionate relationship. Although weaned at 12 months, by which time the young calf weighs a massive 1/4 of a ton, it will remain with its mother for several more years, and it's not uncommon to see a female with 2 or 3 offspring. In the physically close life of the river hippo, even young males are tolerated by the bull. Are these submerged barrels of power the biggest aquatic animals in the world? Standing taller than any other living animal in their towering majesty is the proud and elegant giraffe. With a grace of movement that defies its great height, adult giraffes stand 6 meters tall, and their legs are higher than an average man. A fully grown male weighs in at over 1,600 kilos. The unique appearance and peaceful nature of the giraffe has captivated humans for centuries. The national emblem of Tanzania, the giraffe, represents visionary qualities and an ability to see life from all angles. With their giant legs moving in full stride, giraffes can gallop at phenomenal speeds, relying on the forward and backward motion of their undulating necks to keep them balanced. A giraffe's markings are unique, and while the color of its patches may vary slightly throughout its life, the pattern remains constant. When fully grown, this elongated animal is tall enough to peer through the window of a second-story building. Its endearing face is dominated by outrageously long eyelashes and huge eyes that are always on the lookout for danger. Lions hunting in packs are the only predators capable of taking down a large giraffe. Their presence always instills fear. Individual giraffes come and go freely from the open herds that these social animals live in, scattering vastly across the plains, peaceful occupants of all they see. The giraffe's lofty vantage point makes it a useful sentinel for other animals of the plains. Drinking for a giraffe is tricky business. Despite its colossal proportions, its neck is still too short to reach the ground, and it must splay its elegant legs to reach down and drink. Another animal keeps a watchful eye while they are in this vulnerable position. Dueling males evaluate each other's strength by intertwining their mighty necks and leaning against one another. When a fight ensues, they swing their huge necks, aiming head and horns at their rival. With each landing blow, thuds echo across the plains. Once resolved, life on the savanna resumes for these otherwise peaceful giants. Could the towering height of this most elegant of beasts make it the biggest animal on Earth. The mighty whale graces our oceans with a size and strength unrivaled on land. 3 times longer than the tallest giraffe and weighing more than a dozen hippos, the beautiful humpback whale is most famed for its mystical and haunting song. Historically, whales have been hunted with harpoons for their meat, blubber, and bone. The humpback population was drastically depleted. Following the massive decline in their numbers, many species are now protected. One of them, the blue whale, is the biggest animal alive. The largest animal known to have lived at any time in the history of our planet, this gigantic creature can be over 30 meters long and lives entirely on tiny plankton. When they surface for a breath, they expel air through a blowhole that is the size of a small child before their 200-ton body glides gracefully back under the sea. Swimming at an incredible 20 knots, the tail of these majestic creatures can be over 7 meters wide. Under the surface of the water, the ghost-like form of these incomparable shimmering mammals is powered by a heart the size of a car, sending out a beat that can be detected from over 3 kilometers away. These incredible blue whales really are the true giants of our world. Gliding through the tropical and temperate waters of our oceans is another remarkable creature, the undisputed biggest fish in the sea, the whale shark. Averaging around 12 meters, many believe they can reach up to 20. These enormous animals are filter feeders and fuel themselves on tiny organisms like krill, larvae, and small fish. Usually solitary animals, they gather together when rich feeding is available in some part of the world. They have even learned to make the best of the local fishing trade. Taking in huge amounts of quarry-filled water into their cavernous mouths, they then expel the water through their gills, which act like a fine sieve. Anything over 2 to 3 centimeters is trapped. With mouths that are over a meter wide, they can process more than 6,000 liters of water per hour. Their sublime grace in the water is one of slow, powerful movement. The white spots and lines that decorate their magnificent blue-gray bodies mimic the dappled sunlight that comes through the surface of the ocean and makes them less conspicuous in the water. The pattern of spots each animal has is unique and can be used to help identify these peaceful giants. Despite having 3,000 tiny teeth in their spectacular mouths, whale sharks neither bite nor chew. It is incredible to believe that this beautiful colossus started its life as a 60-centimeter pup. The tusked elephant, the powerful birds, the enormous hippo, the lofty giraffe, the gigantic whale, which is the mightiest of all.